Okay, so just want to, again, indicate that when I did this problem over here by hand, I get this answer in the end. And when I get this one over here, using Sage Math, I get this over here. I want to point out that some things that you may not be aware of is that when we're dealing with calculus, we're dealing with real number system, and Sage is spitting back something that is certainly allowable if you have complex numbers, is they're not using the absolute value on the log function. The other thing I want to point out to you in Sage is log is really the same thing as natural log. And the way we write this down in Math 121, or Calc 1 course, we write down ln. So let me erase this over here, and I'm going to rewrite it so it looks more like what I would expect to see. Right, and I would say if I were rewriting this one over here, I'm going to put the plus c down too, by the way, and Sage doesn't write that down, by the way. I would say the same thing as, I'm looking at it's minus, and I see 1 over 2 sine squared. Again, I'm just checking it. I got this written over here. Let me go to the next one. What's that going to be? It's, again, I see the minus sign. I see 2. And then I see the natural log now. I'm going to use the absolute value symbol, and that's going to be sine squared x minus 1. And I do recommend doing this, by the way. Then we get plus, let's see, 1/2. And, let's see, that's going to be natural log. I'm going to put this over here, of sine squared. And then plus c, some constant of integration. I'm going to pull it together. And I'm going to do a common derivative of 2. And I'll rewrite these terms separately. So the first one's going to be minus cosecant squared. Write that down for you. Now I got sort of trouble over here, and I'm looking at it. I'm going to write it a little differently. I'm going to write it as plus the natural log of the absolute value. I'm using rules of logs now. Sine squared over, let's see, sine squared, and then plus c. Again, I'm looking at it, I'm wondering, is it really the same thing? And let me keep going through it. And this is plus natural log. This is sine squared. What goes on bottom? Well, sine squared x minus 1 is actually minus cosine squared. This is going to be plus c. Well, I'm starting to get warm now, at least. What do I give here? Minus cosine squared. I'm sorry, minus cosecant squared. This is over 2. Well, this minus sign is going to disappear. I'm taking the absolute value of it. And this over this is just simply tangent squared. By the way, you could remove the absolute value symbol if you want, but I'm not going to do that. I want to go back to my answer and see that I get the same answer. And I got very close to it at this point. I want to point out what I'm seeing over here. I'm seeing the 2. I got this part. I'm seeing a minus cosecant squared. And do I see this over here? I do. They're using the rules of logs by pulling the exponent down. That's it. We're done. Thank you.